Well, Taco Man is at it again. Trump always chickens out. So last week, China said, yeah, I think we're going to withhold those precious metals you need from computers and other things. So Trump on Friday goes, I think I'll slap another 100%, on tariffs on China. And China goes, well, okay, that's okay. We're sourcing from the rest of the world, like soybeans that they now buy from Argentina to the tune of, I don't know, used to spend 10, 20, 30 billion on American farmers. This year, they're not spending nothing. I mean, zero. So what does Trump say over the weekend? Well, maybe not 100% tariffs. Maybe we'll lower those. Man, art of the deal, Trump. Isn't he so good? Taco Man just at it again.
So this man, Donald Trump, just made another tweet, and this is him on the Time magazine. What a wonderful photo. So Trump puts this tweet out about 20 minutes before the market ends. He says, I believe that China purposely not buying our soybeans and causing difficulty for our soybean farmers is economically hostile act. So basically, he's like, I got beef with China again, even though that I just tweeted yesterday to say China cool, now we're not cool. Is this another taco trade? We got more stuff happening. But this is the results. Trump considered terminating business with China on cooking oil and other trade elements. Yes, you read that right. SPY just dropped hard because of this. And this is the tweet right there. And boom, about the last 20 minutes of the market. He is definitely playing with people's money right now. And he definitely working on getting his money. So this is his post on Truth Social right there, selling his son Eric Trump's new book that's on Amazon. Don't forget to buy your copy of my son Eric's book, Under Siege, which is breaking records everywhere. I don't believe that, but they hustling. Oh yeah, and one more thing. As he make an announcement about dropping $20 billion for the Argentina bailout, he's also saying how he's going to close programs that are created by Democrats. We're closing up programs that are Democrat programs that we are opposed to, and they're never going to come back in any case. So selling the book, giving Argentina money, bases in Qatar, for Qatar. He's closing Democrat-focused programs that were built by them, and then he's crashing the market.
It's used cooking oil. The headline should say that. Because used cooking oil are not cooking oil. It cannot be used for cooking. Used cooking oil can only be used to extract the rest of the energy out. It's like between car and junk car, not even used car, because used car can still drive. So this is junk. It's like putting a headline that should say junk car and saying car. That's misleading. Use the oil. Use the cooking oil. But I guess putting use the cooking oil there probably just sounds too hilarious for international trade, because this is no laughing matter.
Donald Trump just attacked China's drop in soybean purchases on his Truth Social, calling it an economically hostile act and threatening to sever cooking oil trade. Here's what's missing from his post. China hasn't bought a single US soybean this year. What was once billions in trade is now zero. In 2024, US soy exports to China were around like 12 billion, 13 million, the backbone of many, many farm incomes. China shifted to Brazil and Argentina, cheaper, reliable producers, and it's gonna unlikely shift back. As for cooking oil, he says, Trump is probably speaking about the trade in used cooking oil. The US imports a massive amount of it from China due to biofuel demand. But here's the thing. Used cooking oil import flows are already under pressure from new tariffs. This isn't about soybeans or oil. It's about narrative control. he's presenting a blunder as fealty and turning economic chaos into patriotic theater. So farmers, I don't know, watch your backs.
After publicly expressing his frustration of China not buying U.S. soybeans, Trump is considering cutting trade ties with China on things such as cooking oil. Just a bit ago, Trump took to Truth Social and said, "I believe that China purposely not buying our soybeans and causing difficulty for our soybean farmers is an economically hostile attack. We are considering terminating business with China having to do with cooking oil and other elements of trade as retribution." Trump said that he would not be worried about this as he believes the U.S. could easily produce its own cooking oil. However, it is not yet confirmed whether Trump will act on these threats or not. After all, last Friday, Trump did threaten 100% tariffs on China after they announced rare earth mineral export restrictions that would be in effect on November 1st, but he did walk that back on Sunday. As things stand, Trump's 145% tariffs on Chinese imports are being held until November 10th. Tariffs on timber and wooden products like furniture have been enacted as of today on October 14th.
Trump threatening to not buy used cooking oil from China is really hitting him where it hurts. Trump saying that China is being economically hostile by not buying U.S. soybeans. After Chinese soybean buyers told American farmers, "You're fired because your product is too expensive," thanks to Trump's tariffs, they went and found other places to buy soybeans. It wasn't personal, Donnie. It was business. This was sort of China's FAFO after you thought you were king of the world and everybody was just going to do what you say. And now Trump's got a whole bunch of angry soybean farmers who voted for him, who have a whole bunch of soybeans that haven't been sold thanks to his tariffs, and he's got to promise retribution to gain political points with them. The only question is, does Trump mean the $30 million worth of new cooking oil we import from China? Or does he mean the used cooking oil that we haven't been importing since the spring because of the 125% tariff he put on it? So Trump's threatening that we're going to stop buying something that we haven't been buying all year in order to hurt China, who's already found new buyers for the thing that we're not buying.
Trump just made a post on Truth Social and talking about China purposely stopped buying American soybeans, and that it's an economically hostile act. Then he threatened to stop buying cooking oil from China. I am here to help you to understand what he's actually talking about. Let's break it down. First, China used to be the biggest buyer of U.S. soybeans. Most of the soybeans are for cooking oils or for animals, cows and pigs and chickens, all that kind of stuff. This is not hostility. That's economics. This is capitalism, which American politicians love it until it doesn't work in their favor. When you tax and threaten your main customer, they move to another suppliers. That's how free trade works. Now, you probably already know, but Trump didn't mention the U.S. Treasury recently approved about $20 billion of financial package for Argentina. Political aid to, disguise as economic support. Basically, the U.S. want Milei to stay in place, and that's why they give him the money. Right after that, Argentina cut export tax on soybeans, and China immediately bought around 20 ships of Argentine soybeans, which carry about 65,000 tons. So U.S. taxpayers' money ended up helping Argentina undercut U.S. farmers. This logic is just mind-blowing. This is not foreign victory. This is self-inflicted damage. Now the cooking oil thing. The U.S. does not really buy cooking oil from China. It buys used cooking oil, waste oil, grease, connected from restaurants to make biodiesel, jet fuels, and those oils powers trucks and planes, not really kitchens. The reality is the trade war does not really hurt China's government. They hurt American farmers. They hurt the same working class who voted for him, and because they believe that he was fighting for them. And every time when working class hurt, it is always the government's fault. It's incompetence of the government. The social dynamic or the social antagonism is always between the ordinary working class people and the government. If the people hurt, it's government's fault. So you don't have to blame left and right or that kind of culture, or that kind of crap. It's government's incompetence. Anyway, I have more videos like this on Substack, link in bio, or visit grumpychinese.com. Thank you. Take care.
So Donald Trump has clarified his America's position. He has said that basically the whole world must turn their back on China and they must stop trading with China and that they should start trading with the United States of America. Please stop, this guy is such a comedian. Oh my God. At the very precise moment when Americans have discovered the Chinese warehouses, Americans on TikToks are pledging their allegiance to China as they're ordering directly from Chinese warehouses. America has said the rest of the world must stop trading with China. Do you know what China said? Victor Chow, who is basically head of a think tank, China think tank, trade think tank, he basically said that America is holding a gun to the rest of the world. And he said that America is ultimately going to lose because America does not manufacture anything other than terror. Okay? The only thing that America manufactures is what? Terror. Because all China manufactures everything that people in the world use. Okay? People are literally communicating with Chinese warehouses from America. Americans are shunning their own capitalist companies for Chinese communist companies. And America has said the countries of the world must stop buying from China and that they should buy from America. Like, I can't even think that what you buy in America, what does America ever sell other than bombs? Okay, we know that. But what does what does, please tell me, inform me, what does America sell? What do they sell? Other than terror and bigotry, what do they sell?
Used to be the biggest market, right? And now, because of the president's trade war, the Chinese are not buying American soybeans anymore.
Let's talk about tariffs and trade. There's been talk of a potential bailout for American soybean farmers who've been completely thrown under the bus by Trump's tariffs. Though Republicans estimate Trump could need to send as much as $50 billion to farmers hit by his own tariffs, roughly half the revenue raised from those tariffs so far. Can you walk us through the economics here and what's actually happening to farmers?
Yeah, they've absolutely gotten shafted. Look, we've got a soybean farmer out in Iowa that we talk to not infrequently, and I had her on about 2 weeks ago. She has zero orders. But the American soybean farmers have had zero Chinese orders. It used to be the biggest market, right? And now, because of the president's trade war, the Chinese are not buying American soybeans anymore. They're going to Brazil and other places. So all these soybean farmers now are looking at a market catastrophe, truly, because their largest market has disappeared because of the president's policies. So here's what's happening. We have now a heavily tariffed environment. Let's all remember that tariffs are taxes on American consumers and businesses. It's not China that's paying the tariffs. It's not Canada that's paying the tariffs. American consumers and businesses are paying the tariffs. It is a crisis completely induced by the president, the pain being borne by American farmers who are now being subsidized by the taxes that are the president's tariffs. It's the most bizarre circular logic you're ever going to find.
The bottom line is the American soybean farmer is going to be a thing of the past.
But I can tell you those markets are, as you say, never, ever coming back. And my corn and soybean farmer in Iowa knows it. She's been on this land since she was a little girl, and now what's she going to do with it? You know? And American farming is challenging in the very best of times, right? It's brutal, and it's hard, and you are at the mercy of so many elements, and now they're at the mercy of the president of the United States.
Soybean farmers in the United States are upset with Donald Trump after he bails out Argentina, which is one of its greatest soybean competitors. So it's the United States, Brazil, and then Argentina who sell soybeans in such quantities to China. And then once Argentina got the bailout, Milei celebrated with having a rock concert, which, stupid. His country is like
pretty sucky at the moment. Like their people are suffering, but he wanted to celebrate. He wanted to celebrate, so I guess whatever. Immediately after, they sold their soybeans, Argentina did, to China, and they did not charge them tariffs. There is rumors that Trump will give the farmers a $10 billion bailout, which is much smaller than Argentina's. And it is also, according to farmers, not enough, because that is not the point. But what do you guys think? Until next time, Kato out.
I just had a brilliant idea. Instead of all y'all folks spending all your time trash talking me and telling me how horrible of a person I am and all the rest of the farmers are, why don't y'all spend a little time, call your congressmen and your representatives and all that, try to get them folks up there in Washington to open it back up. Open the government back up and get us some kind of trade plan going on so we can get a good market for all of our commodities. We don't want you dadgum bailouts and socialist stuff. We don't want all that crap, because that's going to go straight to the dadgum chemical and fertilizer dealers and fuel dealers anyway. We just want a good trade deal to where somebody will buy our commodities. That's all we asking for. Instead of spending all your time trash talking me, holler at the people that really can make a difference.
Nah, fuck them farmers. Like I've said before, you're not gonna tell me, after you voted the way you voted, to then call my congressmen and women and my representatives to try to dig us out of a hole that you buried us in. All these farmers, I guarantee it, 4-1 decided to vote for Donald Trump, even though he absolutely crushed you the first time. And now your soybeans aren't worth a warm pitcher of piss. You guys are struggling so much as crop prices are falling, as nobody wants your shit because of all of the tariffs and everything else that he is doing to cripple this economy. And your solution, after you sold us out, after you screwed us over, is, oh, why don't you call somebody? Why don't you call your representative? For God's sake, I don't know what else you want us to do. You continue to vote against your own best interest, and then you whine and complain when everybody's on your case, on your back, and you say, well, why don't you do something about it? We did. We tried. And now you are where you are because of how you voted. 3 straight times, I guarantee, you voted for that man, and he has screwed you over so many times that he is going to bury you, and you are going to lose your family farms. So fuck around and find out, FAFO to the nth degree.
Well, guys, looks like the farmers have fucked around and found out. Let's talk about it. Have you heard the farmers out there crying about their going bankrupt and Trump needs to do something and all of this rhetoric? Well, in my opinion, they are getting exactly what they deserve. And why do I say that? Because you voted for this when he told you he was going to do this. But in the beginning, do the farmers remember when I talked about the big, beautiful bill and all the tariffs and all of that, and all they kept coming back and saying, it's just the beginning. You got to give it time. I think we're 9 months in. Time is not on your side, is it? This man, well, first off, farmers are not dummies. Farmers are very smart. If you could take a seed and make it grow into anything, you are a very smart individual, okay? It's not just a green thumb. It's the brain that you're using also, okay? For you guys to think this man sitting in the White House put these tariffs on China and everything was gonna be all right, you were a damn fool. Now you're sitting around crying. Well, farmers, it looks like you fucked around and found out, because now Trump wants to blame it on the Democrats because of the shutdown. He's not able to bail you out. But this is in my opinion. Now, you guys let me know how you feel. Now, Trump is saying he's going to bail the farmers out. But if you're going to bail them damn farmers out, I think you need to bail out every other individual in the United States as well, because everybody's suffering behind this bullshit. Now, if I'm wrong, let me know I'm wrong. But the farmers is no better than the other ones out here that lost a job, they took their job, or can't find a job. Same situation. So if he bailing out the farmers, he need to do bailouts for every American in the United States today, because everyone's suffering behind Trump's bullshit. But the farmers was the one that's saying, oh, it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. He said we're going to have a little pressure in the beginning. It's going to turn around. Y'all see it turned around? Shit. Looks like the farmers has fucked around and found out. Let me know down in the comments if you feel as though if Trump bails out the farmers, shouldn't he bail out every other individual as well? We're working class citizens as well as the farmers. Like, share, and follow me for more controversial topics.